Today we're doing a retrospective review of Maniac Cop 2. You have the right to remain silent forever, again.
We're looking at a bloodbath here.
Directed by William Lustig, this is a continuation from Maniac Cop 1. It's got some Bruce Campbell action. We've got Robert Z'Dar, who's just a maniac cop. He's basically a zombie at this point. He's walking around looking for vengeance for the people who slashed up his face.
We've got ourselves a serial killer.
This is a recommendation from Glenn Lambert over on Patreon. Because it's a retrospective, we're going to be talking full spoilers, so if you haven't seen the movie, definitely check it out. What do we like?
I like the Maniac Cop. It's a no-brainer on this one. He's got a cool look to him, I think, this time. In the first one, he was like a slashed up human. This time, he's a little more dead, and I kind of like the makeup look on him. He seems more powerful in this one, especially when he's like throwing people around. Like he throws people like across rooms, through windows, no mercy.
Yeah, he's great. And we know that he's basically supernatural to some degree. Like, you see this power and you're like, wow, holy shit.
Sean, I saw Matt Cordell.
I like that he made friends with that one Beardo. The weirdo Beardo from the strip club. You don't often see a slasher making friends and sleeping at their house. Like, hey, you wanna come over, pal? He was like hanging out by Buddy's 8x10 stripper shrine, and he was fine with it.
These are my girls.
It was just so strange, but hilarious and great.
Let's just say that I need another 8x10 glossy from my collection.
I mean, we gotta talk about it right now, because it's the best part of the film. It's the Maniac Cop rap. The end credits has one of the best songs you'll ever hear in your life.
Rap flow aside, I like the movie flow because the pacing was great. It starts off a little bit slower. You're trying to ease your way into the whole film, and then you see the Maniac Cop so many times. He is a very prominent figure in this slasher, and that's great. He's out there busting fools at convenience stores. He's making friends. He's going back to prison and breaking out some other peeps to help him on his way. It's like a World of Warcraft fetch quest.
We're getting stronger because we got ourselves a leader.
He's like, I need to get all the pieces in place to exact the proper revenge.
Shout out to the fire scene where we had the Maniac Cop on fire for a long period of time, and he was just basically like grabbing anyone and putting them on fire to defeat them. It had explosions, it had burning men. It was just action packed, like so much destruction. Cop cars were just like getting like shredded to pieces. It was insane.
Yeah, the action is great.
You're there, my friend! Go!
And from a Maniac Cop, you're gonna expect this kind of action. And in the first one, that's like a big criticism. It's like, well, we did like some of the stunts. We had an issue with how Maniac Cop was actually used. In this one, used perfectly. I think he did an excellent job, and I love the fact that they murdered Bruce Campbell. I know that's a hot take. I think it was important to the film because it's like, hey, we got new people in charge. We got this Dick Tracy looking motherfucker in a black suit. We got our psychiatrist police lady.
I mean, that was a big shock value. Like, you go into this assuming Bruce Campbell is going to be the main character again, and he dies right off the bat.
I don't know about you, but I need this job.
There's a lot of great moments. Like, there's so many things in this film that you could isolate and be like, remember this, remember that, remember that. And for those moments, check out our commentary. We did a full commentary over on Patreon. Link is in the description. Imagine watching the news at a strip club.
I used to watch wrestling at the strip club.
Why the fuck are you at a strip club watching wrestling?
It was the only place that ever played Impact and TNA pay-per-views. And if the ladies would want to talk to me, I'd be like, listen, I'm going to be honest with you. I'm just here to watch wrestling.
I did like that this film continued with the holiday theme. In the first one, it was St. Patrick's Day, out of the blue, and in this one, it was Christmas. Fast forward, 10 months later, and Maniac Cop is ready to come at you this holiday season.
And what was he doing for 10 months? Just living near the pier where he died?
That's why he's all decayed, because he's just like,
It's not
he pruned
decayed,
up.
he's just pruned.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's like having a long bath, an 8-month bath. Imagine how you would look. It's like M. Night Shyamalan. They weren't on like a beach that makes you old. They were just swimming for too long.
You have wrinkles.
Now, what didn't we like?
It's not that I didn't like Zach Galifianakis, aka
Beardo.
Beardo the Weirdo, or serial killer in the making.
Maybe you see the possibilities in me.
I thought that element of the story was just weird in a way that it was like, hey, I know everything about you from the news. Hey, we're best friends. Hey, let's go into prison together. It was just so out there.
It must be visiting hours!
I would have been more okay if the Maniac Cop didn't have him as a friend and just continued killing people.
But I liked the friend aspect. I don't know why he chose him. Hey, you're my guy. I'm going to your fucking secret Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles style lair, and I'm hanging out with you.
I'm in a giant fucking way!
But it's weird because my dislikes are also why I liked it, because it was weird. So don't get it twisted here.
I thought it was dumb that they tried to hide the fact that the Maniac Cop was the killer for the first half of the movie. You know exactly who it is. Like, they're building up this whole shape, this figure.
He was a great big cop, 6'3", maybe more, all scarred up, and he never said a word.
From an audience perspective, we're not gonna be shocked. Like, oh my God, you mean to tell me the Maniac Cop has been killing these people?
Doesn't fit the description of any cop I know. 6'3", scars all over.
Except one.
If you're putting in Maniac Cop 2, you know that the Maniac Cop is in it. So why have the first half of the film?
And like show the flashbacks from the first film, explaining everything. Like in the first film, you thought it was Bruce Campbell.
Well,
You're
for like 5 seconds though.
In that one, the element of surprise is what was important. In this one, it's the sequel. They're trying to fool us by like having him in the shadows as he's like creeping into the convenience store. Like, no.
That big silhouette of a large Maniac Cop looking man could be anyone. It could be this dweeby guy we just saw in this other car. Who knows? It's not. It's a fucking Maniac Cop. It's Robert Zadar killing everybody, and it's awesome.
Because all the cops in the world can't stop Cordell.
But you had mentioned like their whole relationship, beard guy. I thought it was weird in the last act where you have the Maniac Cop hanging out with a bunch of guys and the other cop with a broken arm. It's just in it for the ride.
Don't change your shorts, baby. This ride just started.
There's no reason for them to bring her. They could have killed her, and it doesn't make sense that she would survive.
Do you think that whole sequence was...
Clarence Williams III, big fan. It is funny that like everything he said shit, and everybody basically knows him for saying shit in Tales from the Hood. Shout out to that little Danny Trejo cameo.
Well, you're always playing the mean Chicano dude with tattoos. Well, I am the mean Chicano dude with tattoos.
If I'm being honest, I didn't care for the psychiatrist and the detective.
The main characters of the movie you didn't care about?
When you're replacing two characters that have already been established in this franchise that are like fan favorites, you gotta make yourself stand out to be likable. And I don't think they did that at all.
But I would have preferred, and I think everybody is in agreement, that Bruce Campbell stuck through the entire film. And now it's time for our final thoughts and ratings. Maniac Cop 2 was certainly better than the first. I think it was important to have the Maniac Cop as a prominent figure, and we absolutely did. There's a lot of things in this movie that aren't the best, but are fun. And so I would definitely recommend this for like a group setting, because there's so many things that you can be like, what the fuck is happening here? There's some great stunts. The Maniac Cop has a lot of dominance in this movie in general, so you actually get to see him more so than you would see Michael Myers or Jason. I love seeing our killers. But at the same time, there's a lot of weird situations, and we've already talked about those, so like it's not the best movie. I'm just saying it is worth a watch. And the rap, I would like a music video for. So I'm gonna give this 3 badass batons out of 5.
Ooh, you got a big one too.
I had a lot more fun watching Maniac Cop 2 than I did Maniac Cop 1. This film, I kind of accepted the fact that it was going to be ridiculous. It was just this zombie cop seeking out what he sees as justice. I was entertained. He had some good kills. There was lots of action. I wasn't necessarily bored through this film because there was always something going on. My only problem is that the characters that I enjoyed from the first one were killed off right away at the beginning of this film and were replaced by boring characters. Also, I found aspects of the story to be odd, especially the befriending of somebody. It felt out of place, but how can you criticize something when it's a zombie cop seeking revenge? So with that being said, I can give this film 3 tow truck drivers getting towed out of 5.
As always, thank you for watching, and if you want to rewatch this movie with our commentary, check out the Patreon link in the description. Like this video, and if this is your first time here, make sure you subscribe to the channel, stay up to date with everything here on
Bloodbath TV.